Good Wednesday morning, Jonesboro. This is meteorologist Tim Root with your KLEK 102.5 forecast. Partly to mostly sunny today. Temperatures will range from 60 to 65. Clouds will lower and thicken tonight with a chance of showers by morning. Overnight temperature in the mid-40s. Clouds and rain showers likely Thursday and Thursday night. The high Thursday around 55 and about 45 Thursday night. More clouds and rain showers near 60 for Friday. Your life, your music, we're KLEK 102.5 FM.
From Feature Story News, I'm Natalie Powell with your latest world news. U.S. President Donald Trump has called the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi the worst ever cover-up in the history of cover-ups. The U.S. says it will revoke the visas of 21 suspects thought to be involved in the killing. A dangerous hurricane has made landfall in Mexico, with residents being urged to stay indoors. And 2 militants have been killed in India following a gunfight with security forces.
It's 9:01.
Community Conversations is brought to you by Arkansas Early Learning, offering no-cost childcare in Jonesboro and Northeast Arkansas. Applications at arearlylearning.org.
Arkansas Early Learning is a nonprofit organization.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday to you. I hope you're having a great start to your day. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm your host, Kabila Jones, and my special guests today are Angy Abaunza. Sorry, I don't know why I keep saying that wrong. Abaunza, and Miss Chelsea Chapman from the city of Jonesboro. Today they will be discussing the upcoming volunteer appreciation. I keep saying gala, potato, that is coming up on November 2nd. And so before we get started with that, I just want to give you some quick updates on voting. Early voting has started, so please go out and vote, exercise your right. The voting poll locations are Jonesboro Election Annex on Jefferson, Lake City Courthouse, Brooklyn City Hall, Bono City Hall, Bay Community Center. They'll be open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Get out and vote Saturday from, I don't have the Saturday dates, but I know it's open, I think, at 10 a.m. So please go out and vote. Hopefully your candidate you want to see will be in the office come November. All right, so let's get started. Thank you, ladies, for joining us this morning. So let's get right into the details. The theme is the Roaring 20s. So how did y'all come up with that theme? Oh, wait, sorry. Okay, go ahead.
We came up with the theme because last year Angie and I really wanted to do Roaring 20s. So we just kind of robbed it from last year.
Okay.
And forced it in this year.
All right. So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone all dressed up with their, cute flapper dresses or long gloves and pearls and all that good stuff. Angie, why are you shaking your head?
Because not me.
We're going to tie you down and dress you up. You'll love it.
Yeah. I mean, you could wear anything you want as long as you look fabulous.
Okay. Yeah. It's a night to come out, dress up, and honor those who put in their time and energy into serving the community of Jonesboro. So, yes, we get to dress up and have a grown-up night out. However, it's still for a great cause. So let's get into what the Volunteer Appreciation Gala represents.
Okay, well, so the city of Jonesboro hosts the Volunteer Appreciation Gala every year, and is to recognize the volunteers of our community. Unfortunately, not all of the organizations we wish to participate, meaning they submit volunteers recognition or volunteers hours.
Okay.
So I think we envision for this to grow, citywide, all organizations eventually, but we still just a few organizations. So for instance, right now I have 6 organizations that have submitted hours. Yes.
And there are, I'm sure, over 100 nonprofit organizations.
Yes. And I know that between Chelsea and I, we have contacted multiple organizations and churches. So we'll see. The deadline will be tomorrow, so hopefully tomorrow by 10 o'clock I have more hours, more recognition forms. This year, to backtrack a little bit, like I said, the goal of the gala is to recognize all the volunteers.
Okay.
And previously we have selected one volunteer of the year, which it was based on hours. So the volunteer that had submitted, that had volunteered the most hours throughout the year, will be the one who won, per se, the volunteer of the year. This year we kind of changed it a little bit, and instead of going based on hours, we were going on based on nominations by the organizations, based on the impact that individual has made to the organization and the community as a whole.
All right, so I want to ask you a question on this. So can, say, an individual like me, I can't nominate someone from another organization or just that's done work within the city. It has to be within the organization?
It has to be within the organization, and this is how we see it, is because you're supposed to be seeing what the person actually does, the impact that the impact, commitment, dedication that this individual demonstrates.
Okay, I understand. All right. Again, you're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I want to say good morning to Mr. Adrian Everett and who else is out there watching and listening this morning. If you have any comments, questions, please give us a call, 870-277-1080. We'll happily answer your question on air. Unless it's personal, we'll address it off air. All right, so do you think, I know that there is a fee attached, and do you think that may turn some people away from coming or signing up, or they just, because they've never attended, they just don't know the whole process and what really happens at the gala?
Well, I think that the price on the tickets is pretty reasonable. It's only $25 to attend. So we did try and keep it at a minimum where we could be able to have an enjoyable time. We can have good catering, good entertainment, a nice space to hold it in, and nice decorations and things like that. So we do use that money towards the good cause of putting the gala on. So hopefully they'll kind of tie it in and it doesn't keep them away from coming to participate.
And I hope people see the value in that. You're getting a plate dinner. I'm sorry. You get a dinner and you're getting some entertainment as well. Have you all secured any entertainment so far?
We have, but it's going to be a surprise. We can't let everything out. So
you gotta come. You gotta get your ticket. You gotta come out.
Yes.
Okay. So with these organizations that have already signed up, can you tell us a little more about them, or do you want to still keep everything under wraps, or?
Well, some of the organizations that KLEK submitted.
We're going to be there with bells on.
Yes. Out of the Dark.
Which are two organizations, by the way, that are signed up on our volunteer website, cljvolunteer.org.
Definitely want to talk about that some more.
And that is actually one of the reasons, that the gala kind of was born.
Okay.
Through that. But so we have KLEK, we have Jonesboro Police Academy, a couple of volunteers recognitions from there. I'm trying to remember them. Sorry if you actually submitted them. And I am expecting many more. Some executive directors already said, they're on their way, I'm almost there and everything. So we are expecting many more. However, the ones that I wanted to highlight was the sponsors. The gala, we do have the tickets for $25, and that actually is more directly to the food.
Okay.
So your meal gets covered through that. However, the sponsors cover the whole event,
Okay.
especially if we need to pay for venue. This year, we were lucky to get St. Bernard's Auditorium.
Okay.
And so we didn't have to worry about a venue.
Okay.
But so this year's sponsors are Families Inc.,
Okay.
First Security Bank, Centennial Bank, Bancorp South, St. Bernard's Healthcare and Medical Group, and they although they did sponsor us and everything, we are still limited in funds. So if you want to sponsor us, hit me up.
Okay. Because you have to pay for decorations and other printed materials, and there's a variety of other things that go into hosting an event. Anyone who's ever hosted an event knows that there are some expenses on the side that you never know what's going to pop up.
Yes. I may be speaking ahead of time and everything. However, Chelsea and I, and actually our committee, which includes Hillary Starnes and Yashara Barber, we have been discussing for this gala to eventually become, for the sponsors to have plenty of sponsors, so we could be able to pay for the volunteers that are being recognized.
Okay.
However, we're not there yet this year. But hopefully next year is going to be different. One of the reasons is this year is my actual first year leading the gala. And I had to kind of learn and just develop a process. And so we'll see, but the committee, it's actually really hands-on, and we're working very well to make this a very good event. I mean, it is a good event, but we just want to make it awesome.
I totally understand about this being your first year. I helped put together an event over the summer, and it was my first time ever being more out front. I've always worked at other agencies where I helped, but yes, I totally understand. Being the lead, it's a learning curve.
Yeah. Previously, I was more involved. Especially last year, we were involved in decoration, setup, and cleanup, and so I didn't actually know the whole,
this year was
bones of the of the event. But it's been a learning curve, and it's something new, and I actually enjoy it.
All right. So let's get into talking about the website. So that what you said basically led to the volunteer gala. And so I remember when Dante was here working with Chelsea, this project started before you all with Javante and another young lady. Mm-hmm. And so then you all picked up the reins and carried it on and developed it to where it is now. So tell us more about the website, how people can log in. Just kind of walk us through the steps so that people hopefully can be more inspired and encouraged to use the website or go to it to find volunteers.
Okay. Well, it's a very, very easy process. All you do is go to www.cojvolunteer.org. It'll pull you up to a home screen, and on that home screen, it'll give you what's going on in your community. That'll be the first thing that you'll see. So right now, up there is there's a little paragraph about the Volunteer Appreciation Gala, and it's got Angie's contact, my contact, how you can reach out to be a part of that. But aside from that, it has two tabs at the top as well on the home screen, and they say organization on one and volunteer on the other. You click based on whether you're an organization or a volunteer, of course, and it brings you to either a login screen or a screen where you can register to sign up, and it's very, very simple. It's just like basically any other sign up. You put in some very basic information to get yourself an account. After you make your account, which would just be a username and a password, you would go on to put in some more detailed information, like who the organization is that you volunteer with. You can also go in there and set up some skill sets, and you can go out and have a chance to look at all the nonprofits that we have. You can have a chance to go out and look at the nonprofit, the opportunities that the nonprofits have. I just updated a couple yesterday, and also sent out a couple of thank you letters to some people. So we're starting to add some different aspects to the site to hopefully gain more site utilization. Also, be looking out for our newsletter. It will be coming out this week as well on Friday. Yeah, we're just hoping also to use the gala to have a moment to highlight it and make sure that all of those organizations are signed up on the site and that they are also utilizing the site. And I am always available for people to sign up if you need me to come out, or if you would like to come up to City Hall, so that I can make sure that you're utilizing the site completely and totally, because it is really a large help. And I think that it could definitely help mobilize some of the volunteers in our city.
All right, and I just pulled up I guess you say, I don't want to say account, profile. And for those of you who have a hard time keeping up with passwords and usernames, you can actually sign up with your social media page. So I'll use my Facebook page. And so once you go through the process of putting your information in, you click on your skill, like your interest areas, and then you click on a few skill areas, like mine was basically in the administrative, like assistant in office and things like that. So anyway, once you complete that, you'll get a message that says, congratulations, you're successfully registered as a volunteer. You can go to your dashboard or search for opportunities. And from there will be other agencies, organizations, I should say, that you can link up with. Or there may be projects that are coming up that someone has registered that you can participate in.
Absolutely, and I'm always looking too as well. That'll be part of the newsletter that's sent out. I'm always looking for organizations to reach out and tell me about their events that they're having throughout the month or months that are coming ahead, so that they can be in our upcoming events portion of our newsletter. And also volunteers, if you know someone who's an outstanding volunteer, or if you've done something outstanding yourself, I would love to come out and interview you and highlight what it is that you've done on our site and in our newsletter.
All right, we have a Facebook shout out from Mr. David Carnes. He says, such a great event, looking forward to attending on behalf of the Jonesboro Police Department again this year. I enjoy volunteering with the CPA program with the department. Thank you, Mr. David.
Yes, thank you.
And David, I will say, he is almost everywhere he can be. He helps out anywhere he can. He's very present. So I want to thank you, Mr. David, for your contribution to the city of Jonesboro, as well as the many others that are out there. Jonesboro, the CPA, like, they didn't just get in. The people that have gone through the program, they didn't just go through it just for the namesake. They are out there. They're out and about in the community. I don't know each and every one of them, but I do know Mr. David and Miss Hester. Like, yes. They are always they're always somewhere doing something. And of course, our own very own McGanzy, he's a CPA alum, so they're always out there doing something. So we hope that everyone, goes to the website. Again, it's www.cojvolunteer.org. Please sign up your organization or yourself to get more involved. I mean, the city functions off of volunteers. Yes, of course, people have to have a 9-to-5, some type of paid position. However, if you have extra time in your life, please consider giving back. Tell people why it's important to volunteer.
And that's also another reason why this year we kind of stemmed away from doing a Volunteer of the Year based on hours. Because we have a lot of people like ourselves who have 9-to-5s who aren't able to give as much time to the community as they would like. So that's why we try to we are implementing a different way to pick the Volunteer of the Year this year.
Okay, well, I really hope that you get a lot of nominations. I must say that I'm grateful to have won last year, and try to take up the mantle and, really do my best to, live up to my title this year. And I try to really encourage as many people as possible. It's not just about the award. Your reward is more in eternal. You know, it's the reward you get from helping other people, from seeing a smile on somebody's face, to know that you helped lighten the load of another organization, another individual. You've done something out of the kindness of your heart without really expecting anything else in return. That's your real reward.
Yes, it is.
We have a heart emoji from Alba Princess Gonzalez. I don't know. Thank you for checking in so much. Please share this video, everyone. We want everyone possible to come out to the Volunteer Appreciation Gala. Somebody help me.
Well, in the West Coast, we say gala.
Okay.
And when I got here, they said gala, so I say gala.
All right.
Simulation.
Well, however you say it, gala. Please come out November 2nd. What time does it start?
Check-in will be at 5:30 p.m.
Okay.
at the St. Bernard's Auditorium, but our event will actually start at 6 p.m.
At 6 p.m. All right, and so we want to see everybody dressed up, come dressed up in your roaring 20. If you don't have anything 20s, don't let that stop you from coming. Dress up in something, nice that, like, you're not going out with the kids.
Yeah, go on Pinterest, go on Google. You find some stuff around the house, I'm sure.
Dress to impress.
Okay. Yeah. You only put like one of the little headbands around your forehead. Get a feather from the craft stores. Go find some long pearls or those long sad gloves. Go to the costume store. You can always find something.
And it's November 2nd, so that's right after Halloween ends. You can get 50% off costumes.
Okay, look, perfect.
You guys
time.
are thinking too much into it, okay? I'm just showing up on a dress.
Look, we're a girly girl. We love to dress up. Oh, goodness. We're going to get ready to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about more things that are happening with the city of Jonesboro. And then just recap on the Volunteer Appreciation Gala that's coming up. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these announcements.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
How do you tell your spouse something they don't want to hear? I'm Mark Merrill with today's Family Minute. In a letter, that's right, a letter. When you write something out, you usually give it more thought and are more careful with the words you put on paper. Your spouse will probably receive it better as well, since they can read it over and then think about it privately, and you won't be there to argue with. So when I want to address a sensitive subject with my wife, something she might have said that offended me, something about our finances, or something that just rubbed me the wrong way, I get out the pen and paper to express myself. Try it. You'll be encouraged by the results and relieved that you avoided an argument. Remember, your family first.
Want to connect with Mark on Twitter? You can. Follow him at twitter.com/Mark Merrill.
Family Minute is made possible by the Kappa Nu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, a non-profit organization committed to service to all mankind. Kappa Nu Omega Alpha Kappa Alpha on Facebook and KNOMEGA1908.com.
Family Minute is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a nonprofit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation at gmail.com.
On the KLEK community calendar, the Jonesboro Police Department will be hosting their third annual Trunk or Treat event on Monday, October 29th. It will be on the 700 block of Marshall Street. Several surrounding law enforcement agencies have been invited, and there will be food, dancing, face painting, and more. The event will start at 5:30 p.m. Visit klekfm.org to learn more about this and more events.
The Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated was established on June 28, 1997 by 13 dynamic women who accepted the challenge and honor of chartering the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter. Today, the chapter continues to impact the Jonesboro community by sponsoring programs such as the Sonia D. Williams Scholarship Breakfast, Back to School Bash, Disaster Preparedness, Delta Academy, Empower African Girls, and Autism Awareness. Our focus correlates with the national theme, uncompromising commitment to communities, service, leadership, empowerment. Our chapter supports Delta's 5-point programmatic thrusts: economic development, educational development, international awareness and involvement, physical and mental health, and political awareness and involvement. More information about the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is available at www.jonesboroalumnidst.org or via email jonesboroalumni@live.com.
Check out the Dorinda Clark Cole Radio Show every Sunday at 4 o'clock p.m. Listen as Dorinda plays the very best in contemporary gospel music and interviews all of your favorite gospel artists. The Dorinda Clark Cole Radio Show every Sunday at 4 p.m. on KLEK 102.5 FM. House of Details, located at 3217 Herb Street, Suite C, is a proud supporter of KLEK, offering detailing on any type of vehicle: waxing, clear coat protection, basic wash, hand wash, shampoo, interior cleaning, buffering, headlight restoration, pickup, delivery, and more. With a motto of, anything mean, we can clean. Details available via Quentin Bogard at 870-273-5187. House of Details on Facebook and houseofdetailsjonesboro.com.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We're speaking with Angy Abaunza and Josie Chapman from the city of Jonesboro. We started out talking about the Volunteer Appreciation Gala. We're going to move into a few more things, highlight a few more activities that are happening around Jonesboro, especially for the month of October and going into November. The city of Jonesboro is always working hard to put together projects, events that help increase the quality of life, or just the community engagement, I should say, for the citizens of Jonesboro. I try to encourage everyone, don't just live in the city, but become a part of the city. Get to know what's going on so that you can get to meet the various people that work in various departments, because if you have an issue, you need to know who's in what position, so you know who to talk to. I'm going to start out with, tomorrow there's a downtown block party for homecoming kickoff. It starts at 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. That's kind of late. Wow. Okay, that's kind of late for those of you who like to stay up late. Go to the block party tomorrow, kicking off homecoming, because it is leading up to ASU homecoming, isn't it? All right.
Tomorrow as well. The Out of the Dark rally is tomorrow as well, I believe. Okay.
I haven't seen that information, but they do have a Facebook page, so please go check them out. And again, if you go to the City of Jonesboro's Facebook page, there's a lot of information about upcoming meetings, things that are happening around town, important information. So please go check that out. I want to give this shout out. It says Lowe's employees joined Hub volunteers to contribute $5,000 of goods and work this morning. This is last Friday. So tell us more about the work that the individuals from Lowe's, did you attend that event?
I did not.
Okay.
I believe Mayor and Tiffany were there, however, though.
Yes. Okay, so again, this is some of the great things that are happening around the city of Jonesboro. The mayor has been really busy out and about doing things. There is a Veterans Day luncheon coming up in November. Again, a lot of great events happening around Jonesboro. So go to the City of Jonesboro's Facebook page, and you can just scroll through and find all the information. mark your calendars, plan to attend. Or again, this will be an opportunity to volunteer. So I'm sure that people are always looking for volunteers. I want to say good morning to Mrs. Nora Hunt, and Mr. Mark Pillow says nothing happens without the effort of volunteers. This gala supports them. Thank you, Mr. Mark, for that. Mark is another person that has been singing around around town, helping out volunteering, and so we want to thank him. Thank you to everyone who has started an organization to help others, and everyone who works within those organizations. Thank you for all that you do. Come out to the volunteer gala. It's time to get your shine on. Get the praise and recognition that you deserve and your workers deserve. So again, tell us the date and time and location.
It's going to be November 2nd at 6 p.m. Check-in is at 5:30 p.m.
Okay.
And it will be at St. Bernard's Auditorium.
All right. You don't want to... Now, will there be like a photo opportunity space?
Of course. We'll have a step and repeat up so that people can take photos. We'll have some people taking photos of the actual actions going on at the gala.
Okay.
And also, it would just be a really good opportunity to come and find out about other organizations who are in our community and the volunteers as well, and to also push for the spirit of inclusiveness.
Okay.
Learn about what other people are doing, and how can your organization tie in with another organization to make things have twice the impact.
Alrighty. I remember having this conversation with other people before when discussing community events. We can do so much more together than separate. There may be some organizations that are built on the same premise, but their services are a little bit different. So you may not know how someone else can help you unless you have a conversation with them. Have a sit down at a table or round table discussion. It's enough room for everybody to work within this community. Again, even if it's the same type of organization, we have several mentoring organizations. However, we have a lot of children and individuals that need to be served, so one organization cannot meet the needs of every single person. So again, we need everybody to come together, have these discussions, and try to work together. I want to say good morning to Yashara. Barbara, thank you for checking in. All right, so let's talk some more about volunteers. We didn't really get into, I know Mayor Perrin has given us a number at one point in time about how much volunteer hours or volunteer, like the dollar amount or that it equals to volunteer time equals
in kind.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I'm in the process because we are completing our program, and I'm in the process on researching that in kind dollar amount.
Okay.
But for instance, last year we had, from those organizations that participated in the gala, we had almost 11,000 hours of volunteer hours. So just think about that. I mean, that's a huge amount. 11,000 in 1 year. Yes. And this is only for those organizations that submitted hours. Those organizations that were involved in the gala. I believe it was 5 or 6 organizations. So now imagine as a city as a whole, with all of those other organizations, how many hours do volunteers put in? That's a huge dedication to the community and to the organizations.
Well, I just pulled up some information. I'm taking economics this semester, so I'm a little bit interested in how, certain things affect the economy and help us grow and things of that nature. But however, I found how much is a volunteer hour worth. Independent sector releases new value of volunteer time at $24.14 per hour. And this was as of April 2017. It says today, well, basically it's the same, $24.14 an hour. How many people actually make $24.14 an hour? So a volunteer getting up their time is giving up essentially $24 worth of income they possibly could have made somewhere else, but they're giving up their time freely to help another organization within their community. So it's It's hard to put a number. That's awesome.
It is. But I mean, for instance, I know. I'm gonna ruin her last name, but the new volunteer executive director for the hub. Okay. I mean, that is an executive position. So if you think about the in-kind value of that, will be greatly.
Which the executive director is a volunteer.
Yes, it's a volunteer executive director for the hub.
Wow.
The hub is run completely with volunteers. Yes.
Wow.
They actually submitted hours, so I know.
Oh wow! So definitely give a shout out to that person for stepping up. And
Gwendolyn.
And it takes special people that say, okay, you know, I don't have anything financially to gain from this at the moment. I'm going to give my time anyway. I put up some more information. There's a website that talks about unexpected benefits of volunteering. Socially, the benefits of volunteering show up quickly and have long-term effects. Social interaction improves mental and physical health, according to Psychology Today. The benefits of consistent socializing include better brain function and lower risk for depression and anxiety. You will also improve your immune system. So not only does volunteering help out an organization and in the community, it helps you on an individual level, mentally and physically and socially. And by volunteering, I know I have gotten to meet so many new people. My email list keeps growing and growing. I have a stack, literally, of business cards, you know, in my house. And so the networking potential is amazing. You never know who you're going to run into. You might find other opportunities, or you might connect with someone that you can do business with on a personal level. So there's so many great benefits to volunteering. And if anyone is interested in this website, it is called thebalanceSMB.com. There's a lot of other websites out there. So do some digging, do some research, and find out the benefits of volunteering. And then look at the economic impact of volunteering and consider putting in some time if you have time.
I mean, you could volunteer. I mean, just imagine if you have a specific skill, and you have the opportunity to go and do that service or use your skill to go and help an organization to succeed. That eventually, becomes that community as a whole. So you have to think about that.
Right, and because a lot of these organizations, some people think nonprofit, not a lot of money, or they get grants. Everything's grants. All organizations don't get grants, or they don't get enough grants or funding to cover their expenses. And so they depend on people who are willing to give up their time to come help out at events, come answer phones, come file papers, come type newsletters, email. They depend on those people because their staff is already doing their basics of what their organization is set up for. They need a few extra people just to help out every now and then. So consider that. Again, that's where the website comes into play. You put in your skills, your interests, and you will get recommendations. When I looked at mine, there was a few recommendations listed. So if I was in the market of really looking for something else to do, then I would definitely consider those organizations that were suggested to me.
Yeah, and even if you don't see something specifically on there that you would like to do, like I said, I'm always available to be reached out to, and we'll get down out there and we'll find you something to do that matches your skill set. It's like you said, doing volunteer work, because that's basically what my job is. It's volunteer work, 8 hours a day. But doing that volunteer work, you do get to meet a lot of different people from a lot of different avenues out here. Because there are things from, like you said, mentoring. We have people like Andrea Borders, who's out here helping young ladies. We've got Colby Parker, who's helping young men. So there are so many different walks that we could go down that it's available there. And I would just love to help anybody who's interested in volunteering. Even if you don't know where to start, just reach out.
Okay. I would definitely suggest start by making a list of your interests. I did a talk with some college students a little while, and they were looking for organizations and individuals to reach out to do interviews with, preferably community organizations, nonprofit. And I told them off top, think about your own personal interests first, and then go from there. Because you want to make sure you're giving the best of your time. You're getting the most out of what you're doing. You're not just basically being a robot. You know, it's beneficial for you and the organization. You're not just going to say, oh, I put this time in and to get your name written down or a picture, a photo opportunity. You know, it should be bigger than that. Your reasoning should be bigger than that of why you're volunteering and helping out.
You need to enjoy what you're doing. I mean, and that's either in volunteering, in life, in work, and everything. You need to enjoy what you're doing in order to be very successful at it. And I mean successful not because you're going to make more money, but successful internally, personally, rewarding.
Yes. I think if we all start looking at the bigger picture and the non-financial reward that we get from doing a great job, I think more people would be more engaged and stop looking at it from a me. What am I getting out of this? You know, what are the people that I'm serving getting out of it?
That's right. Especially because our kids live in this community too. You know, we want to show them and be examples for them, so that we can be able to stay living in Jonesboro, and that we can continue to have a community that shows quality of life, that shows different qualities of life. So we also need to make sure that we're implementing that in our children, any children that we can reach out to. It's important that we help this next generation to come up and teach them that volunteering is important to be able to make our city continue to thrive and grow.
I'm glad you brought up that aspect. When I was growing up back in the 80s and 90s, we weren't really introduced to or taught much about volunteering, community service, and things of that, philanthropy. Like, it just wasn't a concept that we were, accustomed to knowing anything about. And so, like you said, we do need to help change the mindset and redirect and guide the youth of today in a different direction. We need to teach them the value of giving back, the value of doing something for somebody else without expecting anything else in return. Someone who may be incapable of doing it for themselves, or just need an extra hand in whatever the case may be. So, and hopefully these young people we touch today will become more productive adults and leaders, and they will continue the cycle and passing on those positive aspects of what we've taught them. So.
Absolutely, because I feel like I know that's where I gained my sense of community from my dad's mom. She always would go and visit prisons on the weekend and read and pray with them, and then it kind of trickled down into my dad, and we would adopt families for Christmas and things like that. So you can make an impact, in your child's life, and it doesn't necessarily just have to be in your child's life, because our children have friends. So you get those children, and it's just like the saying says, it takes a village. So we definitely need to harness everybody to come together.
So let's get back to that village mentality where we all take care of each other. Get to know your neighbors and love on your neighbors, and not just your next door neighbor, but all your neighbors within the community. We're gonna start reaching out and taking care of each other more. We already got.
And making sure that we track volunteer hours is important, because making sure those records are there and that it can be seen. It can also help our city with allocating money for grants and for different organizations. So we have, I think right now it says there's a total of 48 hours that's listed on the site. But I know Angy alone has received close to 7,000 hours for this year. So imagine if we had that on the site right there for Mayor Perrin to be able to go to and say, hey, Hillary, let's pull a grant and do this grant because we have X amount of hours. It's here. It shows that these hours come from this organization, and then it shows that our city as a whole is pulling together, and it helps us get money for our city to put on different types of putting different quality of life things back into our city.
All right, so again, you heard it here. Get registered on the website, plug in your hours so that it can in turn benefit the city, which will in turn still benefit you. I can't tell you how many times I've heard people make comments about what they don't see happening. Well, it takes money to do things, special projects. The city revenue doesn't always cover. I mean, because you got some of the things that are already set in place, salaries in schools, road, whatever else. But with those extra special projects, it takes some additional funding. And if the city can't show that people are putting into, how can I say, people are not contributing, say these volunteer hours are not contributing in the areas that are lacking. I may not be saying this quite right, but help me out. Long story short, if the mayor can't show statistics and numbers to the people he's trying to seek money from for special projects, then we're not going to get what we need.
Exactly.
So we're not. And I'm going to not talk over my experience. I'm still learning. I'm learning. Thankful for you all and everyone else from the city and other organizations. I'm still learning some things. So hopefully within a year or so I'll have it all down packed. But again, we need everyone to please go to www.cojvolunteer.org. Register yourself or your organization. And I saw where there's an option for a team to register.
So let's say your office, maybe the ladies at your office like to volunteer and do things together. You can actually go on the site and register your office as a team. So that you all can push your hours out there and have the opportunity to look for team volunteer opportunities.
Okay. Even if it's an hour a day, 30 minutes here, 10 hours a week, whatever your choice, consider giving back. All right, we're going to get ready to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll just wrap up again the date, time, and location of the upcoming Volunteer Gala. And we hope that this year it's a packed house. So, anyway, you tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. The third African American Financial Experience Survey has been released by Prudential Research, and it offers some important insights about how you may feel about your financial situation and how you're handling your money matters. Consider these key findings. Paying down personal debt is a top financial priority because the more money you can free up from servicing debt, including interest payments and other fees, the more you can use for other important priorities, including emergency savings, education, investing, and retirement. Also, those who are less reliant on credit cards tend to be more conscious of their spending, which is key to better money habits and boosting your financial confidence. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization dedicated to uncompromising commitment to communities, service, leadership, empowerment. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
Money Matters is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a nonprofit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation at gmail.com.
Revival services with the First Baptist Church family under the direction of Reverend Curtis R. Wilson will be October 23rd, 24th, and 25th at the church located at 700 Kitchen Street. Prayer, praise, and worship begin each night at 7 p.m. Associate Minister Reverend Wendell Smith, Associate Minister Reverend Johnny Moore, and Associate Minister Reverend Gregory Alexander are the revivalists for these services.
Cruise with KLEK September 5th through the 9th, 2019. Enjoy a 4-day getaway from New Orleans across the Caribbean in Cozumel, Mexico with your fellow KLEK supporters. Partake of sandy white beaches, diving, fishing, swimming, scuba diving, exotic marine life, dancing, dining, live entertainment, and more. The KLEK Cruise September 5th through the 9th is your summer 2019 vacation getaway. The cruise will leave New Orleans, Louisiana on September the 5th, 2019 at 4 p.m. and return to New Orleans on September the 9th. There will be several activities planned for the cruise, which more details will be released soon. But you can't wait to the last minute. You must act now. Just a $25 deposit will reserve your spot on the cruise. For more information or to reserve your spot, call KLEK at 870-203-9951 or visit our website at www.klekfm.org. This event is a KLEK fundraiser.
Support for KLEK is brought to you by
The Glenn Sain Story. A few years ago, a good customer of ours retired from farming. And I asked him one day, I said, "Frank, do you enjoy your retirement?" He said, "I really do, Danny." He said, "You know, when I farmed, I'd go into a business in a hurry, and people come up and want to talk to me that retired and take a lot of time, and I was always in a hurry." He said, "Now I notice a lot of people walking away from me." A good story. Glenn Sain, and God bless our troops.
KLEK thanks C.J. Pepper and the staff of Life Strategies Counseling Incorporated for helping people through hard times in life such as depression, family issues, stress, abuse, and more. They offer counseling and therapy for all ages, individuals, families, and groups. They are located at 1217 Stone Street. Phone number 1-866-972-1268 or online at lscihelp.com.
Revival services with the First Baptist Church family under the direction of Reverend Curtis R. Wilson will be October 23rd, 24th, and 25th at the church located at 700 Kitchen Street. Prayer, praise, and worship begin each night at 7 p.m. Associate Minister Reverend Wendell Smith, Associate Minister Reverend Johnny Moore, and Associate Minister Reverend Gregory Alexander are the revivalists for these services.
Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, Mu Omicron Lambda Alumni Chapter presents our annual Smoked Turkey Scholarship Fundraiser, with proceeds benefiting ACT testing scholarships for area students. Prepaid orders for turkeys and turkey legs will be taken through November 9th, with pickup on November 19th. Ordering and other information is available via any member of the chapter or on the KLEK website, www.klekfm.org.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We're speaking with Angy, Abaunza, and Chelsea Chapman. I got it right, y'all. I get a little tongue-tied, but it's all right. All right, so we were talking about the Volunteer Appreciation Gala, and just overall the importance of volunteering and how it benefits the city and the community as a whole, and how it helps your city to gain more financial support from, through grants and special funding. So please consider getting out volunteering. But before that, please consider signing up for the gala, getting your ticket, get dressed up, come on out, and get recognized for the great work that you do around town. Or maybe you'll meet someone else, or you'll meet someone from an organization where you might want to volunteer at. So, and then also don't forget about the website. So let's go through, in these last few moments, let's go through those things real quickly. So start with the website.
Okay, again, the website is www.cojvolunteer.org. Very simple sign up. If you need help with the website utilization, you can contact me at Chapman, C-H-A-P as in Paul, M-A-N, at jonesboro.org.
All right, so again, once you go into the website, you sign in as an organization, individual, or a team. So if you work for a business that's a for-profit business and you have a group of people in your office y'all would like working together, sign up as a team and get some volunteer hours. All right, and then you put in your skills, what your interests are, and then you will be linked to available opportunities.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So the gala, we can get it right, is
so like something I missed. This is the 5th annual Volunteer Appreciation Gala. Yes. And this one will be in November 2nd, so Friday, November 2nd, next Friday at 6 o'clock. Check-in starts at 5:30, and it will be at the St. Bernard's Auditorium.
Alrighty. And the theme is the Roaring 20s, but if dressing up like that is not your thing, just come dressed. You would not get turned away, I promise you. And the tickets are $25. You get a nice plated dinner.
Yes, we're going to have Sue's Catering. You don't want to miss Sue's Catering.
All right, so then there'll be some entertainment throughout the night. There'll be photo opportunities. Are you all putting together another video compilation, I should say, a video highlighting individuals and organizations, things of that nature?
Yes, we are requesting the organizations that have submitted their hours to submit a video, like an advertisement video, so it could be played throughout the event.
Okay.
And one of the other reasons to come in is just, besides, a night out, celebrating, I think it's to come and celebrate those volunteers that are being recognized. Unfortunately, some can't even make it because either they're working or they're unable to pay the $25, which that's where it comes our idea of eventually making it free for them.
Okay.
But we need sponsors.
Yeah.
So if you're interested to sponsor our event, contact me at 870-336-7170, or you may come and stop by the Municipal Center, 4th floor. Like I said, we have sponsors. And we have already organizations that have submitted their hours, but the more the merrier.
All right. And then if you are a business that is out there listening, if you're not able to attend, but you want to help someone else attend, that's again where your sponsorship comes in. You can sponsor a few tickets or a table to help someone else be able to go, especially if you have close ties with a nonprofit organization that you know deserves to be there. So put it in your heart, see where it takes you.
Exactly.
I want to thank you all for joining us today, sharing this information. And don't forget, early voting started Monday and it goes up until November 5th. We're going to keep plugging voting. I can't tell you who to vote for, but we do encourage you to vote. If you want to see who you like in the position, then go out and vote and encourage others to vote. So that's my plug for today. Any final words, ladies, before we get on out of here?
We just hope to see you all come out again Friday, November 2nd, St. Bernard's Auditorium, 6 p.m. If you all have any questions on how to fill out those forms, or if you are in need of the forms for Volunteer of the Year nominations or volunteer recognitions for hours, please reach out to either myself or Angie.
All righty. Well, we thank you all. We thank everyone out there for listening, for supporting KLK. We couldn't do what we do without you. And again, we're one of those organizations that is run strictly on volunteers. So we know the value of a volunteer around here. So we want to thank each and every person for supporting us. Tomorrow will be our breast cancer awareness show, going beyond the ribbon, looking at the good, the bad, and the ugly side of breast cancer. So you don't want to miss tomorrow's show and our special guest. Hope everyone has a very blessed day.